everybody. Today, for our student discussion, we're going to be talking about the impact of social media in our lives, distinguishing fact from fiction. So before we get started, can everybody please share their name and what grade they're in? So whoever pops up first on my screen. Siddharth, would you like to go first?
Okay, yes, I'm first, finally, after so long. Anyway, my name is Siddharth Vikram and I'm in grade 5.
Okay, Gia.
So, hello everyone, I am Gia and I am 12 years old. I'm from India and it's currently like 2 a.m. here in India.
Ansh.
The name's Ansh Verma.
Sorry.
I'm also from India and I'm in 7th grade. It's 2 a.m. So yeah, late.
So I can't see anybody else on my screen right now, but whoever I haven't called, you can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Nirbhaya Arun. I am from Washington State. Unfortunately, I'm in Houston right now, and my clock in my computer is way back in the Washington time.
All right, so would everybody like to get started with our first question for the discussion? Our first question is, how has social media impacted your daily communication and social interactions? So Gia, your hand's raised. Would you like to go first? Or no, you just took it down. Who would like to go first? Anch?
Yeah, so there are there's lots of changes social media has made. For example, instant um, instant communication. Now social media platforms, they facilitate real-time communication, allowing people to connect instantly regardless of the distance. We are communicating right now from US to India, everywhere around the world. And this leads to a global reach. And social media platforms provide opportunities to expand social circles beyond the immediate physical surroundings. So you don't just get to know your friends and family around you. You can interact with other people around the globe, get to learn more about the culture, etc. And yeah, that's all I have.
I really like that idea. Does anybody else? Oh, Siddharth, would you like to go?
Sorry that it didn't work. I think social media has affected all of my communication, like in a big way, because before social media, I had to wait like every day, or once in a couple of days for me to meet somebody else, like a friend. And I completely agree with who the previous speaker said, because like now I can just hop on, like right now, I'm willing to bet my friends are online and playing, and it makes communication much easier across hard places to reach. And I think it's just much more faster and more efficient than sending like waiting and going to their house like every like couple of days, and that's harder. Just clicking on join the call.
Gia?
So, despite not having any like access to social media, I can tell from my friends and classmates that and family members that it has impacted daily lives and has become like an integral part of the communication. So it's like helped keep like long distance friendships or like uh connections between like distant parts of the world, and then it's also uh but it also has led to the spread of misleading information, cyberbullying, and has also raised issues like data security. So it has its own drawbacks.
So I can tell that right now we're kind of stuck between, is social media good or is it bad? I am not sure how to pronounce your name. Nearboy? Can you correct me if I'm wrong?
Oh, it's nearby.
Nearby.
Yes. So I think that social media is quite a controversial topic right now, and at this point of time, social media is something that helps people and derogatorily affects people at the same time. So social media helps as it is a platform in which you can communicate with others who are in long distances. And I agree to that point. However, social media uh, is also very, very derogatory to the current population too. The first thing is that uh, social media is currently attracting people, and in the sense, I mean that social media is attracting people so much that at a point it's becoming too many eggs in one basket at a point. And currently, technologies like metaverse have been launched, and and for example, I was seeing this guy in the airport uh, while I was flying to Houston, and at the terminal gate, I saw this guy having a virtual reality suit on and actually talking to some person uh, by I think that some technologies have been launched so that people can communicate from anywhere and any point uh, of time. And this means that we'll have to start moderating the use of social media, and the next person can move on right now.
So we know that social media has lots of pluses, such as communication, but then we also know that social media has some negatives too. So, what are some of your personal strategies for dealing with misinformation and fake news on social media? Ansh?
Yeah, so first of all, we have to verify the sources. For example, on Instagram, there's this blue tick thingy, right? So that helps us, though not 100% successful, 60-70% successful, helps us identify if the source is believable or non-believable. We should look for reputable news outlets and official statements from credible organizations. And we also have to cross-check information. If you come across an information that seems a bit suspicious, cross-check it with reliable fact-checking websites. And yeah, and you should also report misinformation. For example, you find out like this person lied to this person throughout the world, so you report it to the social media app, the application, and hopefully they take down that account before it spreads a lot more misinformation.
Sorry, we cannot hear you, Sanvi.
Same.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
Vikas.
So right now it's 4:42 and we all have really good ideas, but we only have another 20 minutes. So what we're going to do for this round, I'm going to call Sarah and Siddharth. And then after that, I'm going to call the top 2 people who pop up on my screen. And then at the end, if we have some more time, then we all can discuss together. So Sid, would you like to go next?
Of course. I think that like I like the idea of cross-checking because no matter how trustworthy the site is, it still might be misinformation. So what I like to do is I find information that I don't think is correct. I go to websites that are very, very different from the type of website I looked at first. And then I see, is the information same? Because you need to look at unrelated sites to check. So yeah, I agree with the idea of cross-check.
Yeah, cross-checking is a really good idea because many sites can have many different information. You don't know if some random guy just typed up whatever you wanted to. So it's really important to cross-check. Sarah, would you like to go next?
It's bananas. If somebody
I
types
think
that,
I agree with Sid that you should always cross check because if if it's like misinformation, you should just like search up that just to see if it's true. That's all.
For our next question, we have, how do you maintain a healthy self-image and avoid negative social media comparison on a social media platform? And this is like any social media platform. Ansh?
Can you repeat the question, please? I couldn't hear you.
The question is, how do you maintain a healthy self-image and avoid negative social comparison on social media platforms?
Firstly, the more obvious point is limit the time spent on social media. Set boundaries for how much time you spend on social media every day. Excessive use can impact self-esteem and make you compare you with other people. And then you can also be mindful of filters and editing. So these many posts on social media are edited to present a version of an idealized version of reality. Be mindful of the use of filters, editing tools, stage photos, videos, and recognize that they do not always reflect authentic experiences. Yeah, thanks.
I really like how you use the term idealized world of reality because lots of things you see on social media aren't true, like we just had in the previous question. So that's a really good idea. Nearboy?
Again, my name is Nirbhai.
Oh, sorry.
That's fine. That's very much fine. Uh, Currently, technologies like OpenAI and Google Bard and Gemini is expanding more. AI technologies are expanding more and more, and there may be in negative misinformation because they have capacities to make something to make many optical illusions and improve the esteem of certain people. And as Ansh was saying, the esteem could make you compare yourself, improve or decrease your self-esteem. Uh, that makes more sense than improve, just improve. Uh, so that may improve or decrease your self-esteem, and that causes you to make more comparisons. And one major point is to moderate the use of social media, like Ansh was saying, and use artificial intelligent softwares and large language models more on uh, useful purposes, and use it for uh, purposes of studying uh, routes, directions in a complex city, and etc.
Those were some really good ideas. Now, we've talked about all the negative ideas and how social media can negatively affect us. But what are some examples of positive ways social media can be used in our lives? Anch or Gia? We can't hear you.
We can't hear you. Yeah, somewhat.
Gia, is there something going on with your microphone?
It's getting a bit distorted.
Yeah. Could you speak closer to your microphone?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
So, social media can be used to share ideas, thoughts, and opinions with others, and it can also be used to promote businesses and organizations. And people also stay well informed about the current events and trends. And people can also find their voice and show empathy and kindness to other people through social media.
Anch, how about you go now?
Yeah, my mouse wasn't working. So many educators and experts, they can use social media to share valuable knowledge and resources. Platforms like YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, they host a wealth of tutorials, webinars like this, and informative content, making learning accessible to a wide audience. It also can be used to mobilize support and resources for charitable causes and to charitable causes or individuals in need, like crowdfunding programs such as GoFundMe, for example, combined with the social media outreach, have helped millions of people raise funds for medical expenses, disaster relief, creative projects, anything.
That's a great idea. So right now, Sarah and Sid, would you like to go at the end and then we can run through the rest of the questions and then we'll get to the people who have other ideas. So what do you think the future holds for social media and its impact? So Gia?
So, as the technology develops, social media will increasingly integrate into the daily life. Although worries about security, privacy, and disinformation will lead to stricter laws, there will be like an emphasis on new platforms and like mental health, well-being. And so for this, we will have to maintain a careful balance between the innovation, regulation, and societal demands.
I liked your idea of maintaining a balance because social media is very tricky. It has lots of negatives and it has lots of positives. So a balance is very important. Anch?
Yeah. So as Nirbhai, right? Am I correct? Okay, I think I am. As technology continues to advance, social media platforms may incorporate augmented reality, virtual reality, all of that stuff. Like augmented reality has already been being incorporated through platforms such as Snapchat, Pokemon Go, and then users could interact with each other in virtual spaces, attend virtual events, and explore digital environments together. People can explore previously unexplorable regions of the earth. We could dive down to the Mariana Trench. We could go to the Proxima Centauri, for all we know. And concerns about privacy and data protection are likely to remain prominent as the society grapples with the implications of widespread data collection. Like a few days ago, on a previously secure account on one of my music websites, so suddenly I was surprised to see that it said my password had been leaked. Had been leaked. So another thing we have to do if to protect our data is to change the password regularly, like within 2-3 months or so.
And then for our final question, what advice would you give your peers for navigating the world of social media responsibly? So for like everybody in this Zoom call right now, what ideas do you have for helping each other out with social media? Sid?
One, don't go clicking on random links. Two, don't download random stuff that doesn't seem right. And three, in social media to do it responsibly. Maintain your time and don't talk to everybody. And this has no connection with video games at all. You should play video games all you.
Sarah, would you like to go?
My advice would be like you have to like before you click anything, you should like think before you click. And then you should like try not to talk to strangers, like only try to talk to people you know online. And like if before you're trying to do something online, you should always like ask someone if it's like a right like website or something.
So we could get advice from our peers, our parents, and all of the people around us. And we are actually on time right now, so we'll get back to the earlier questions. And Anch, would you like to go?
Yeah, I just wanted to expand a bit on my earlier points for this point. So, like I said earlier, you should encourage your peers to set boundaries, like for their social media usage. This could include limiting screen time, designating specific times for social media, and taking regular breaks to disconnect and chillax. And you should also think before you share content. Encourage them to check the accuracy, relevance, potential impact of what they post before hitting the share button. They should be sure not to spread misinformation. And the last but not least, encourage positively. So you encourage positive interactions on social media by promoting kindness, empathy, and respect. Discourage cyberbullying, hate speech, negative comments, and encourage your peers to be supportive to everyone.
Yes, thinking before you share is very important because remember, even if you delete something that you posted, it's never completely off the internet. People can re-find it and people might have taken screenshots. So that's very important. Gia, would you like to go?
So my point is pretty similar. So we should share mindfully, and we should like our profile that includes our age, where you live, and who you're friends with, and it can be used to find more information that you might not have planned to share with the social world. So you should make good use of the privacy settings on available on the most social media platforms.
All right, so we did a great job with time. Sid and Sarah, would you like to go again because you couldn't go earlier for the question, I believe, what are some examples of positive ways social media can be used in our lives?
I'll go. Social media can be used positively in our lives in many ways. Like, as somebody said before, I don't know, there are a lot of people here, but somebody said before, it can help people with disaster relief, help people in situations where they really need help, and it can communicate people who are sick with people who are experts in the field and can help them. And so I think that these are some of the positive ways social media can be used.
And then, sir, would you like to respond with that question?
Social media could also be used like for like long distance talking. If you have like a friend or family that's long distance, like you can communicate over social media, and you can like learn many things like how to like solve some problems, like if you're in trouble, or like even how to like cook something.
Yeah, even with the negative, social media shares lots of things, like, for example, how to cook something and connecting with your peers. And is there anybody else who would like to share something from a question nearby?
So, social media, when it comes to social media, it is both good to see, to look through your known contacts and look through reliable areas and resources for information. It can positively be used to identify routes in a city. And AI is also very complementary to this, to social media too. So social media should be used positively, though in moderation.
And then Gia and Anj, I'm not sure if your hand was raised from the last question, but is there anything else you would like to share?
No, sorry.
Okay. So we actually finished perfectly. It's 5 o'clock right now. So is there anybody in the call that would like to add anything, or we can close out?
I would like to say, Sanvi Keskar, you did a fabulous job on your first Global Innovation Field Trip student discussion. Thank
No
you so
lines
much.
detected. Bravo.
Yeah, very good, very good. Hope you come back again and lead a discussion in the future.